Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Cherish Nasha Zahira. I'm from 36825 class. My student ID is 3620052. This is Classroom Management Final Project 2 Part 1. Teaching tolerance. Definition of teaching tolerance is teaching the values of equality, respect, and acceptance of difference in students, whether difference in cultural background, religion, race, gender, learning style, socio-economic condition. Not only teaching to be nice, but strategy in classroom management that aims to create an inclusive, safe learning environment and support the development of the student's character. Its important part of classroom management aims to create conducive, safe, and respectful learning environment. Example of teaching tolerance in the classroom. If a student mock the name of the friend from another activity, teacher can say, every name has important meaning. We should respect each other's names and identities. Learn to share cultural experience. Organize Tell Me Your Tradition session where students from different backgrounds share their special food, holidays, or family custom. Reading stories from different countries or different group perspective. Cultural Diversity Day. Teacher organize special day where students can wear traditional clothes, bring traditional foods, or share their cultural custom. Give space for students to celebrate their uniqueness. Example of teaching tolerance in classroom. Stories from their experience. Opens discussion space strengthen empathy, where students share their experience of facing discrimination or prejudice. For example, I was once teased because of my skin color darker. At first I was angry, but now I'm proud because it is part of my family. Use tolerance approach instead of punishing. How did you feel when you were said that? Let's find a solution together. Case study, student named Anna has mid-speech and hearing impairment. She plays in regular class with support of mentor teacher. However, some friends began to tease her for her way of speaking. The classroom environment felt unfriendly. Teacher action, education about disabilities. Invite disability activists to speak that not everyone learns the same way. Having disability doesn't mean that you're unintelligent. The teacher invites the students to try communicating only with simple sign language for 15 minutes and discuss their feeling. Appoints Anna to be group leader in the art project gives her the opportunity to show her skill. The result, students begin to see Anna as a friend, not different one. They begin to greet her warmly. Even learning simple sign language, she felt valued and becomes more confident. Helping students handle anger, frustration, and aggression. Helping students handle anger, frustration, and aggression is strategies approach carried out by teachers or educators to help students understand, control negative emotion like anger, frustration, aggression in productive manner in learning environment. In order to not disrupt the learning process and classroom environment, social relationship, emotional well-being of students and others. Children and adolescents are not fully yet capable of regulating feelings independently. Sometimes they lack of social or emotional skill to channel negative feelings in appropriate way. Here, the role of the teacher is important to educate, guide, and assist. Examples of helping students handle anger, frustration, and aggression. A student throw a notebook ruler at his friend because he was teased. He felt embarrassed and offended. Solution: not pushing him immediately. Talk to him. I know you are angry. Can you tell me why you did that? Teacher, teach a better way of deal with teasing. Speak firmly. Report to the teacher or distance yourself. Students cry after getting another bad grade on test, despite studying hard. She said, I'm tired, miss. I'm stupid. Solution: the teacher calms her down and points out small positive development. Gradual learning plan so that students do not feel overwhelmed. A student wants to draw his favorite animal, but he can't. He cries and pushes his paper away. Solution: comes over, sit next to him, and say, I know you want to draw it well. Want me to help you to start with a simple shape? Students push his friend because he doesn't want to share colored pencil. Teacher approaches him calmly and says, pushing your friend is not a good choice. You can talk nicely, like I want to use that pencil too. When reprimanded from not doing homework, students yell at the teacher refusing to stand up. Teacher delays the reprimand. I wonder why you respond that way. Case study, Rina is a diligent student, but her math grades continue to poor. He feels that all her efforts are in vain. During remedials, she suddenly bursts into tears and says, I'm stupid, I'm tired, I hate this subject. Teacher action. Acknowledge Rina's emotion. I know you're disappointed and you're trying hard. That's not a sign that you're stupid. Changing different perspective. The teacher show a graph of her grade progress that she improving even though she's not perfect. Provide learning additional teaching. She is put into a learning program several times a week so she can ask questions directly. Make a achievement journal. Give her a journal to write positive things every time she finishes studying. Result, Rina is no longer frustrated and emotional. She starts to be more patient and learn with calmer approach in class. Destructive behavior. Definition of destructive behavior is any form of student's behavior that disrupt the teaching learning process, whether verbally, non-verbally, physically. It's not always violent or harmful, but is negatively affect the concentration of other students, the teacher authority, overall learning atmosphere, making the class not conducive. Mid behavior such as joking out of the context, not paying attention, also include if done repeatedly and disrupt learning. It can arise from various reasons like boredom, attention-seeking, problems at home, lack of self-control, not feeling appreciated in class. Example of destructive behavior: students quietly play with her cell phone under the table where the teacher is explaining the lesson. Disrupt the focus of other students, doesn't respect the teacher who's speaking, encourage students to imitate. Solution: reprimand gently and not embarrassing. Teacher doesn't confiscate the cell phone in front of the class, but approaches the student and speaks softly. I notice you are busy with your cell phone. Now it's time to focus on the material. You can use your cell phone later during break. Apply cell phone usage rules. Example, cell phone can only be used when the teacher allows. For example, to share search lesson information, consequences, verbal reprimand, cell phones kept by the teacher temporarily, discussion with parents. Involves cell phones for learning activities like answering digital quizzes. Case study. Rina likes to throw eraser, hide his friends' things loud when his friends talk in front of the class and make inappropriate jokes. Other students are uncomfortable and reluctant to be around him. He considered a bully. Teacher lose control of the class when they start acting up. Teacher action, observation, discussion with parents, and reason why Rino disrupt his friend. For example, he seeking attention. Private approach. Teacher builds relationship with Rino through small moments outside the class. I like your creative ideas, but let's use them to help class become more fun and orderly. Responsibility as active leader. As to take notes, what good things did I do this week for my friends and teacher? The result, he more polite, no longer tease his friend, and gets appreciation from his friend for his funny and positive ideas. This is Classroom Management Final Project 2 Part 2, Solving the Problem. This is the problem and question 1. Solution for problem 1. Functional behavior assessment and behavior intervention plan. How to apply? FBA, Mrs. Johnson and counselor identify cause when aggressive behavior occurs. BIP, replacing negative behavior with alternative behavior. When Alex is physically aggressive to friend when feeling frustrated, train the breathing exercise, hand signal, timeout cards that he can use when he feeling upset to a quiet place to calm down. When he disrupt lesson, he can raising hands to signal wanting to talk, waiting the teacher to give turn. If we tell back to teacher, the alternative behavior can raising the signal card that say need help when feeling confused, angry, disagreeing. How this help? Know the reason why Alex is behaving aggressively. For example, frustration, attention seeking, avoiding difficult tasks, copying behavior from home. Teacher provide appropriate intervention. Restorative approach. Focus on repairing broken relationship, not just punishing. Encourage students to understand the impact of their action on others. How to apply? Alex may not yet understand that his behavior is hurting others emotionally and physically. Mrs. Johnson holds a small group discussion session where Alex and affected friends share their feelings and experience. Teacher can ask to Alex, what happened? Classmate can say, I felt scared when you push me. Teacher asks what can be done to make things better. How this help? Alex is not only punished but also involved in process of reflection, social healing. This develop empathy and social responsibility. Collaboration with parents and mental health support involves various parties like school counselor, educational psychologists, and parents. How to apply? Mrs. Johnson invite Alex's parents to discuss Alex's background, not blaming him. Together with the school counselor, develop a plan. Maybe he need weekly counseling session or need psychological assessment to check for trauma or other emotional distress. They create consistent strategies at home and school like reward system. How this help? Many times, aggressive behavior is a symptom of larger problems like trauma, emotional distress, or difficulties at home. It can identify the root of the behavior, build trust with students and his parents. This is the problem and question 2. Solution for problem 2, apply consistent structure and routines. If students don't know exactly what they expected them each day, they tend to get bored and seek other entertainment like chatting or using their phones. How to apply? Develop a consistent classroom routine every day, like set how many times for opening, material explanation, pair, practice question discussion. Post the daily agenda and learning objective on the board every day so students know the direction of the lesson. Provide clear transition signal between one activity and another so students are not confused and stay focused. How it helps? Students feel safer and focused because they know what's going to happen. Reduce their chance of daydreaming or doing other things. Increase time discipline and responsibility. Using active engagement. If they just sit still and listening to the teacher, they will quickly lose focus and get distracted. Teaching strategies should create two-way interaction and actively involve students. How to apply? Think, pair, share. Giving group challenge question where students in compete to solve the question first, holding quick quizzes or interactive games, using technology like quizzes which has interesting pictures and animation, or using a whiteboard. How this helps? Students becomes more focused and motivated because they fit involved and needed in learning. Reducing free time that allows students to daydream or chat, making the classroom atmosphere more lively and fun. Applied positive behavior management and consequences. Students need to know that good behavior will be rewarded and off-task behavior will be dealt fairly. Give points, stars, or weekly awards for students who are active, focused, and disciplined. Give awards like extra break time, sitting choice, discuss and make poster of class rules with students and post it of the classroom walls are as visual reminder. Consequences: if you use cell phone during class, you have to confess it until the end of the class. If you chat while the teacher explaining, you will ask to change it. If you do the assignment well, you get praise in front of the class. How this help? Students learn that every action has the consequence. Increase internal motivation for good behavior, builds positive and orderly classroom culture. Problem and question. This is problem and question 3. Solution for problem 3. Applied positive behavior and behavior control strategies. How to apply, teach class what is expected behavior. For example, raising hand before speaking. Respective friend, if Jack doesn't disrupt the class and collect certain star, he get extra break time. Give praise when he behave well. Meet privately with him, his parents, to discuss his behavior. Create contract together that includes specific behavior to be reduced, expected behavior, daily or weekly points, consequence, warning, parent call, involve counselor. How this help? Jack felt more appreciated when he behaves well than when he caused trouble. Jack feels involved, not just control. Contract provide structure, clarity, and accountability. Proximity control and non-verbal cues. Involve strategic use the teacher physical presence and body language to manage the classroom without openly disrupting the lesson. How to apply? When Jack starts talking off or being destructive, Miss Brown can stand close off Jack's desk while still teaching. Use firm eye contact or a small nod of the head to signal that he should stop. Develop a specific agreed upon signal with Jack, for example, tapping twice on the desk, a silent warning. How will this help? Nonverbal intervention isn't embarrass Jack in front of the class. It's prevent disruption without interrupting the lesson, give firm and consistent signal about behavior boundaries. Positive behavior redirection focuses not only stopping negative behavior but also turning it into positive energy by giving destructive students specific roles or responsibility. How to apply? Appoints Jack as class helper in specific way, like handling out papers, answering questions, or helping track of group discussion times. Give specific prize when he does something positive. Set small daily goals and give rewards like stars or points for each improvement. How this help? Jack begins to feel noticed in a positive way, not just when he causing trouble. Responsibility given a sense of ownership in the classroom. This strategy shift the attention he previously sought through disruption into healthy, productive attention. So that's all from me and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.